What's up, world? Lee here with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my teeny tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week to chit-chat with you about all of the crafty things that I have been getting my hands onto. This is episode 63, and I am filming this on June 13, 2023. It will be going up tomorrow. How are y'all? How's life treating ya? Is it good? I hope so. I hope wherever you're at, there's less smoke or fire or whatever else is going on. I hope there's less of the bad and more of the good. Today we are experiencing some very windy gray weather in the Pacific Northwest, which is doing a number on my head considering it was 80 degrees yesterday. So yeah, I'm doing one of those barometric pressure migraines. Gotta love them. I do, however, excuse the reach, have some lovely tea, because I always have lovely tea. I love my tea, and tea is lovely. I am drinking Picard Black from Plum Deluxe. And yes, Picard Black is, of course, a type of Earl Grey, because Earl Grey, hot. Yes. It's pretty good Earl Grey, too. I am a fan. So, shall we get into the crafty bits? Most of my crafting has been on many knitting things and one stitching thing. And no, it's not the thing I said I was planning on keeping stitching on last time. Because why would I stick to the plans that I make for myself? That obviously means I need to do something absolutely different. You know how it goes, right? You know. So shall I show you my 3 finished objects? Yes, I think I shall. Let us start with the baby vertebrae. Isn't it just the cutest little adorable little tiny baby cardigan that you ever did see? Look at this thing. It is so wee and tiny and cute and adorable. My only is 24 years old. It's been a while since I've seen a little wee guy. Anyhow, I have some friends who are expecting a baby, and so I made them a baby vertebrae. I do not remember who the designer is. I will put it here if I recall. I used the Code 4 needles, and I made the 0 to 3 month size, and I used Serial Dye Knitter's sock base, her Cherry Creek, I think it's Cherry Creek sock base in a one-of-a-kind colorway called Reef. And it is cute and adorable, and I love the color. So here's my baby vertebrae. And because this takes no yarn, practically, fingering weight, but it took no yarn at all. I have most of, it feels, that skein still left. So what did I decide needed to go with the most adorable little tiny baby sweater? Baby socks, of course. Aren't these ridiculous? I think they're ridiculous. Now, I know, at least my kid would not keep socks on. Ever. Still doesn't. Now he just wears right through them, holes big enough for his entire foot to go through. Yeah. Anyhow, I know babies don't really wear socks, but they were so cute. So I just made some baby socks. I did a 32 stitch sock, and it's stretchy, so yes, it will go on a baby foot. It will fit a baby foot. But isn't it cute? And I still have a ton of this yarn left. So this and some books will go to my friends. for their baby, for the little one. And yeah, I thought it was fun to knit. So that's 2 of my 3. My third is my Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. I don't even know if I'd started this yet. If I had, I'd barely started it. I might have started it and was fascinated by the lovely sunset color, sunrise color we have going here. But since it is a Musselburgh hat, this is the other half. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love it. So this hat is just a giant long tube. That's what it is. It's a giant long tube. I don't remember what needles I used. I think it was a 2.75 millimeter, I think. And then following the pattern instructions, I just started knitting. Once I was decently along, I measured some gauge, and that told me the numbers I needed. And yeah, you just kind of shove one side of the hat into the other side of the hat, giving you this. So you can wear it slouchy like this, or you can, here, I'm not putting it on my head because I have bangs, and gosh only knows what would happen if I tried to put this on my head. It'd be terrible. So I'm loving the feel of this hat, so I'm playing with it. I'll stop playing. So you can wear it all slouchy like this, oop, or you can fold up the brim and wear it more like a watch cap. And because you can do it from either direction, you essentially kind of have like 4 hats in one. Again, this was done with the Gauge Dye Works yarn that my bosses got everyone at the store. And so, done. And I need to remember to pack this so when I go to work, I can show it off, because I don't know if anybody else has finished yet. I very much enjoyed working with this Gauge Dye Works yarn because the stripes were so fun, because you just wanted one more stripe. It's like, ooh, what color is going to come next? Because it's, I was sad that that is all the gray I got to. Just a stripe here, a little bit of a stripe here, and a tiny bit here. I should have started with the gray. I really should have. Too late now, but I do definitely like the hat. I've made a Musselburgh before. It's a good hat. I will likely make more in my future because you use almost the entire skein. I mean, I have, I don't know, 2 grams left. I have nothing left. I have absolutely nothing left of the yarn, and it's delightful. So those are my 3 yarny finishes. Good for me, good for me, good for me. Sadly, they were all new cast-ons, so none of my whips were removed. So not so good. But they are off the needles now, so I didn't add to my whips. That's my defense, and I'm sticking to it. Right, let's get to some cross stitch, because I only worked on one thing. So, for all you cross stitch people, this is the one thing I have for you. I have been working on, it lives in this lovely project bag, the Namari, that's it. Namaria, there we go. I'm like, I listened to Tolkien himself, a recording of Tolkien himself reading Galadriel's Lament, and I'm like, all right, I have to get the word right, Namaria. The Namaria tapestry. So this is the one I'm working on. It is from Modern Folk Embroidery. When I was showing it off last time, I was debating between 2 different colors of Roxy Floss Co. flosses, and one was mollusk and one was milkshake. And I had originally thought I was going to go with the milkshake, and then I was holding them up, and I was like, oh no, should I go with white or white? Well, I figured out I went with white. Got some help from people online, and they told me a very smart thing. Try both the colors on the fabric. See which one you like more. What? Test colors on the fabric? What? Yeah. That made it very obvious that the mollusk was the right way to go. So, shall we show where I am? Yes. Oh my God, it is so good. I am absolutely loving this piece. I am doing this on a 40 count arboreal by Cedar River Linen and Design. And I'm loving it. It's coming up a bit more brown in the camera. It is definitely a autumnal green, but it is green. Yeah, but it's coming up very brown looking in the camera, so I don't know what you're seeing. Oh, but look. So I have the 7 stars and the white tree of Gondor with the crown, and some lovely swirly, sorry, I'm trying to put something behind it so you can't see through it. Some swirly dragony guys and some lovely other very art deco-y trees. In these 2 spots are going to go some horses from Rohan, and then I get to continue down. I have more serpenty things here. I am loving working on this piece. This is one whole skein, over a skein of floss up here already. I said it said 6 skeins of floss, and I was like, okay, I'll get the 6, but really? And now I'm getting into it, and it's like, oh yeah, really? The only downside, only downside to this project, it's symmetrical. Which means if you have any mistakes, you have to take them out. So this side, I had to remove this entire branch. Was it this? No, it was this entire branch. This whole little swirly that goes down and meets to the trunk. Yeah, I had to remove that because I was 1 stitch out, and you could tell. And I've had to remove a couple things over here, yeah, since it's symmetrical, it has to match. Because, you know, that's what symmetry means. It does. I promise. But I am loving it. It looks so good, and I am so happy, and I will be working on it again today. I hope to get one of the horses done. I am about 23% done on this according to Pattern Keeper. And I am loving every stitch. I was on a Zoom call with some crafters on Sunday evening. Laura from Stitching by the Shore was doing craft meetups, Zoomy craft meetups on and off all weekend. I was able to make the very last one. And I was working on this while that, because I've been missing all of Carla from Carla Being Crafty. I've been missing all of her Zooms of late. I am busy every single time she has a Zoom of late, and so I've been missing meeting with people and stitching. So I was happy to be able to make one of Laura's, and it was delightful. Sit and stitch with people, even if they're, you know, across the country. I like Carla Being Crafty's Zooms because she's also on the West Coast. And so I don't have to be there at like 2 in the afternoon on a weekday, because that's not going to happen. I work. I'm not going to be there. Anyhow, I was happy to be able to meet up, and I was happy to be able to work on this, and I am absolutely loving how it looks. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's that. My other whips that I have are both for knitting, because like I said, that is the only stitching I worked on. I did pull out my half and half wrap because this past Saturday was Worldwide Knit in Public Day, and while I didn't really go anywhere, people came to my house because my partner and I were having a barbecue, and so of course it was cold and rained all the day before, and rained that morning because we were having a barbecue. It worked out fine. People came. It was a delight. I'm in the middle of a row. Of course I'm in the middle of a row. So here's my half and half wrap. I'm in the middle of a row. And Pearl Soho. This is my third one. I don't know what else to say about it other than I really love working on them. This time I am using green, juniper green on this side. And it's the linen quill, and I love the linen quill. I just love the way it feels, and I love the way it works up. And this will be my third one, and this is what I was stitching on during Worldwide Knit in Public Day on last Saturday. The other bit that I have been working on is living in, this is a Fat Squirrel fiber bag, and they are the best. Just saying. I love her bags. This is a Bags by Awesome Granny. It is also good. I love my bags. Living in here is my Big Cozy Cardi from Andrea Mowry. And I have been working on this a bit. Here's where I was. Oh, I should have shown you on that. I'll pull it back out. Here's where I was last time that I showed this. So I have made a bit of progress on it. I'll have to show you on my half and half wrap as well. Silly me, I forgot I had progress keepers. So let's move this puppy up. So I am a little past halfway on the giant rectangle that I am making. Again, I am using Farmer's Daughter's Fibers Recollect in their Odang colorway, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the texture of this. Andrea Mowry has a sweater in this side of the texture. I think it's called the Gib, and I am going to need to do that one because I love this texture, and I may have to do it in, I don't know. I'm loving the way this Recollect feels. It's just good. It's very good. And I am using US size 4 3.5 millimeter needles. And I'm hoping by the end of the summer, at least, I have the body done. Maybe by winter, I'll have the giant shawl collar done. We'll see. Anyway, let's go back to my half and half wrap, and I can show you what little progress I made. I think I had a progress marker on it. Let's find out. I did. There's my progress marker on this one. So I didn't do a whole ton, but these rows are, well, very long. So let us move that marker up. And now that little home marker is moved up. That was all of my crafting that I got my hands onto. There are other things that I should be doing, things that I need to be doing. Am I doing them? No. I'm not. I should be, but I'm not yet. Now let's get on to plans. My plans right now are to continue working on the Namaria tapestry. And yes, the Namaria tapestry. I'm hoping to get a bit farther in the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping that I'll get down to the words, the actual part, the Galadriel's actual lament. And I'm hoping to get to that part. We'll see if I'm there, but that is my goal. I also plan to work on my Big Cozy Cardi because I do want to get that one finished. I would love to be able to wear it in the fall. And I would really like to have that done. The other thing I'm going to do is my Farmer's Daughter's Fibers Sock Squad socks for June. I did receive them in the mail. This is the Elephant Hawk Moth colorway. As you can see, I haven't started the socks, and I need to finish them this month. So my thought is that I am going to make myself a pair of Rose City rollers in just the main color, leaving this really pretty brown mini for another day. A lot of people weren't really happy with this colorway. I think I kind of like it. If you actually look up an elephant hawk moth, is something. Yes, if you actually look up an elephant hawk moth, This is exactly their colorway. They have this gorgeous bright fuchsia on them. It's amazing. They're really neat looking. So I'm actually a fan of the color. It's not one I can wear near my face. I'll look like death. But I think they will make a nice pair of Rose City rollers. So hopefully by the next time I come on here, I will have a pair of those off my needles and completed. And I'll be like, hey, socks. Because so far, 5 months, I've made a sock out of each skein. So I'm doing pretty good. And I'm trying to make the whole year. We'll see if I do. I've done it before, not with this sock dyer. I did it with these guys, the self-striping these guys. No, that's not those guys. The other guys. The other self-stripers that I was getting a whole bunch of yarn from that I'm not getting anymore because I have enough yarn. But I'm keeping up with this one this year and I would like to continue to do so. And those are all my plans. I'm beginning to make little thoughts about what I want to do next year. But it seems way too early to really put any of that in stone, so I'm not. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Life-wise, like I said, we had a barbecue. It was nice. It would have been nice if the weather would have cooperated, but you know, weather doesn't. We're in Washington State. The weather, outside anything, you have to punt many times, and we punted and it worked. Went for a walk this morning. It's blustery out there today. And as I said, it's kind of kicking my butt with my head. So I think I'm going to keep this one short and sweet and just kind of stop there. Nothing really exciting is going on with life. It's just, you know, day old, same old, day old. Watching lots of floss tube. I'm enjoying it. I'm wanting to cast on a million things and I'm not letting myself. I'm wanting to start a million things and I'm not letting myself because I am still sticking to my 23 and 23 from Whip Warriors, and I'm still within my 23, and I would like to be able to continue to do that. Anyhow, yep, a short and sweet one today. I will let you go, and I hope to see you all in 2 weeks. I hope all of you are doing well. Stay safe, stay calm, and enjoy your crafting, whatever it may be. Later all.